10 things poor people do that rich don't. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellency then is not an act, but a habit, as told. Have you wondered why the rich get richer and the poor become poorer? This is because of the habits of poor people are extremely different than those of the wealth. They view life in opposite manners and use their time differently. Welcome, money finders. Just look at how many stories of lottery winners who were bankrupt 3 years ago after winning. There are so many of these stories. But why? When you think about people that are rich, we assume that they got lucky, trust fund babies, they came from a rich background, had access to things that perhaps didn't, but in actuality, they are regular people who have some 24 hours in a day just like you do. No matter how much it hurts, the truth is that we all have more or less have the same opportunities, but the difference comes down to habits. People who are rich have very different habits to those that are poor. Daily habits dictate how successful and successful you will be in life. Of course, there are no guarantees of success. But if you want to be successful, it won't hurt to start by avoiding these 10 common yet costly habits. Number 10, the blame game. Stop and look around. How many people are playing the blame game? They blame their spouses, the bosses, their parents, their siblings, everyone around them except themselves. Take responsibility for your life and stop blaming everyone around you for your problems. Whatever problems you may be experiencing can be fixed if you are simply willing to be accountable for yourself. The truth is life is unmerciful for each and every one of us. What a poor person sees an obstacle, a rich person sees an opportunity. Why on earth will you find pain joyful? Pain is necessary, and you cannot grow without it. While a successful person thrives off of growth, a poor-minded person runs away from the pain. A strong, disciplined person is willing to do what hurts now in order to have the kind of life they want later. It's not luck, it's hard work and determination that allows someone to reach their dreams and enjoy the fruit of it. If you want to enjoy the view from the mountaintop, put on your boots and start hiking. 9. Poor people don't read, or they only read fiction. You may see poor people addicted to the newest smart or hipster novel. What they aren't devoting their time is to reading materials that will make them smarter, more competitive, and more valuable. That is it. If they are even reading at all, you need to continuously educate yourself in life matters too. If you want to start a small business, then you need to make your mission to read and learn as much about starting a business as you can. Rich people keep their minds occupied with important things and not just the TV guide. The only way you will ever see your potential is when you use your mind for things other than TV. Set yourself the mission of learning something new. Number 8. They have no set goals. Poor people live moment by moment. This philosophy is exemplified by never getting ahead or bad luck. The sense of instant gratification is always the easier choice. Without goals, how can you expect to arrive at your destination? Wealthy people have goals. Big goals that is 5 years or 10 years of time. Setting goals is always a huge factor when it comes to success. You should always have your goals written down so that you can refer back to them periodically to see if you are on track to achieving them. 7. Negative thinking. Long-term success is only possible when you have a positive mental outlook. The problem for most people is that they're completely unaware of their thoughts. Isn't it frustrating when you see a person with such huge potential, but they are full of excuses as why they can't do something, why it is not the right time for them to start now? If you stop listening to your thoughts, to be aware of them, you will find most of them are negative. But you only realize you are having these negative thoughts when you force yourself to be aware of them. I love the term, do it scared. Because sometimes that is the only way you can go forward. Do it even though you are scared. Change your mindset and move forward. Number 6. They focus on one income source. Poor people tend to have one income source versus wealthy who have seven average. You don't want to have all your eggs in one basket. If you only have one job that you are relying on to pay all your expenses in life, you really should consider other ways of income. Rich people are always prepared for situations where one stream of income could dry up. They have multiple places that income comes from, so in the event that anything was to happen, it will not cause them financial ruin. Number 5. Lots of debt. Poor people are known for debt, using a credit card to buy a bigger TV or going on holiday even though you haven't paid your mortgage yet. Pointless debt is what I'm referring to. Making bad financial decisions just because you don't want to save up for something before buying it. You must pay off debts or at least have a plan to. Number 4. Bad spending habits. This is the trap that a lot of us can fall into. Spending more than you make is surefire road to financial stress. We don't know how to say no to ourselves. We see something we like and we buy it even though it does not really mean good for us and it probably causes financial strain. Rich people do not think this way. They have a budget and know what they want to spend on. They don't spend anyhowly. Spending more than you make and putting savings on the back burner creates long-term poverty with no hope of escape. Number 3, the lottery. There's no such thing as getting rich quick. Sorry to tell you, but the only people who hand over their hard-earned cash for lottery tickets are the poor. Wealthy people weigh the possibilities. This includes the rate of return and risks. Lotteries are random and a form of gambling. You never know what the outcome will be, and surely you have to spend more than $10 to receive the same $10 back. Those who gamble are deluded into thinking there's a shortcut to success. Financial success takes time, takes initiative, and requires relentless effort. Millionaires don't pursue any get-rich-quick schemes. Instead, they make a habit of pursuing their dreams and their goals. Number 2, eating fast food. It's a no fact that what you put on the inside will show on the outside. Also, people who aren't good with money think fast food costs less. In reality, there are plenty of proven strategies that show meal planning and cooking fresh food at home is the way to go. Eating a lot of junk food can have a huge detrimental effect on your health. Wealthy people value their health. Although they may eat the occasional junk food, they see it as a one-off rather than a part of their diet. Number 1. They buy liabilities, they think they're assets. The main difference between wealthy people and poor people is the wealth buy assets. The poor buy liabilities, they think they're assets. As Mr. Robert Kiyosaki said, accountants and financial planners won't agree with his definition of assets and liabilities, but anything that puts money in your pocket is an asset. Anything that takes money out of your pocket is a liability. Poor people tend to buy a home thinking that's their greatest asset. Your home isn't an asset. It takes money out of your pocket without giving you back anything. Yes, I understand you need a place to live, but in order to get rich, you need to understand the difference between assets and liabilities. Poor people don't. They buy boats, homes, cars, without thinking about putting their money in bonds and stocks. By making these habits part of your regular routine, you'll miss out the wonderful opportunity to grow into a greater person. We don't want that for you. We want you to succeed at everything you lay your hands on. Please watch 10 Habits of Successful People. I will leave the link down below in the description box. Thank you for watching.